Good morning again, and thank you again for joining us. Today we are talking to a physiotherapist who I have worked with on many occasions with our mutual involvement with men's veterans hockey, both at a state level, also with some national teams and also with some Trans-Tasman teams. Alison Coles, who is based down in Canberra, has a practice in a nice sleepy little village called Gundaroo. They have a great pub there, awesome food, and she's an amazing lady, very good physio. So let's have a talk to Alison Coles. Yes, so thank you for agreeing to having a chat to us today, Alison. Now you're based down in the lovely little village of Gundaroo, just outside of Canberra. You've been a physio now for how long?
Oh, way too long to even contemplate, Laurie. Let me think. Oh, 27 years.
27 years. So did you come out of school, go straight to uni and do physio, or what was your pathway into physiotherapy?
Yeah, no, I did. I came straight out of university. Straight out of school, finished year 12, and straight to Sydney Uni the following year. No such thing. Gap years weren't a thing really back then, were they? We just sort of got stuck straight into it. Mind you, I never really envisaged that I would still be doing it 27 years later. I thought it might be quite a nice interim thing to do in the meantime and then become a lady of leisure, but that didn't really pan out that way. Never mind. Still going.
What do they say? The best laid plans of mice and men?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is something that I'm asking the other people that I'm interviewing and getting some interesting answers. When you graduated with your degree, did you feel as though you were equipped enough to step straight into the real world, or what was your thoughts over that?
I probably thought that I was, but certainly when I stepped into the real world, I discovered that was probably very naive. Particularly from a practical point of view and with musculoskeletal things. I think we probably had a very good grounding in hospital-based physio, treating patients on wards, in a rehab environment, but from a private practice point of view, definitely not. I remember when I first graduated, working in the outpatients clinic of a large hospital. First year grads weren't actually allowed to treat any spinal patients, which I now think is quite interesting because we didn't ever have any further instruction or education in that. It was just learning along the way. We weren't allowed to see spinal patients for another 12 months. And then we just sort of gradually seemed to slip into that role as well, but we didn't really continuing education or further professional development was really left up to us to do that in those 12 months. It wasn't part of the undergraduate training.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you go on.
No, so going back, probably part of I felt prepared from working in an inpatient role within a hospital setting, but certainly not in a practice setting or an outpatient setting.
So when you first started working in a private clinic or a practice outside of the hospital situation, how did you find your way? Did you have some mentors, or was it?
I started decided to start our own private practice, but that was the first time that I'd worked outside a hospital environment. So it was pretty much learn as we went, but it was a good environment to do that in.
Okay. And being in a rural area, or actually rural or regional, what would you call Cooma?
Definitely rural.
Did you find the type of patients you were getting were different from what you were seeing in the hospital situation?
Possibly. It was probably an extension of what we'd been seeing in the hospital, but we were able to expand on the services that we're probably able to provide, because we were able to set our own recommendations and our own guidelines for how long we wanted to treat patients for, rather than being in a regimented situation where that was sort of more dictated to us. So I guess that we both felt that we were able to expand much further. We both, Susie and I both learned acupuncture very early on. That was definitely something which we hadn't been able to practice in a hospital situation. I think that's changed now, but that was, I think we were able to expand. We were able to create an environment that we thought was probably going to best service the needs of the people. We had a small gymnasium, and I guess we were able to just develop those skills a little further.
Okay. Being a very hands-on therapist, one of the things that I hear a lot from my clients that come in here and from other remedial therapists is that people are disappointed, for want of a better word, with the lack of hands-on that they get from some physios. I won't say a lot, because I do know a lot of very hands-on physiotherapists. What are your feelings around the way the training is as far as physiotherapy is these days? Do you feel as though there is enough training in the soft tissue hands-on skills, or is that something that you feel as though they could incorporate a little bit more into the course?
It's probably difficult for me to qualify a comment on that, Laurie. I've not worked with many new grads for a little while now. In the last, probably for say 2 years, since I've had any first-hand experience with brand new grads, but it was generally a thought. I think that they're from a evidence-based supporting techniques and treatments is very good. They're evidence-based study, but perhaps they haven't had the opportunity to have as much hands-on experience. I think there's probably not quite as much emphasis on taking the time to listen to patients quite as much these days. I think that that's probably a little bit of a downfall, that we may be not doing such a good job to really take into consideration the patient's systemic needs as an entire person, rather than just looking at a specific area, and also listening to how an injury may be impacting from a total point of view. Also looking at a sort of a biopsychosocial model as well. I think that we're probably not listening to people quite enough, and tend to sort of prescribe things based on a formula perhaps, rather than an individual basis. And that's just my personal observation. It's difficult to generalise, I guess.
Do you feel as though this could be an issue brought about by the for want of a better word, the corporatisation of medicine, and with these multidisciplinary clinics that are set up purely on a business model rather than on a treatment model?
Yeah, I agree. I think the time factors, and probably that comes down to an economic factor as well. I think treatment times are probably becoming less and less, and there's certainly more of an emphasis on just giving patients perhaps prescription exercises that without perhaps fine-tuning those quite enough for each specific case. I think, as with everything, the world is becoming, we're moving so rapidly. Time constraints are very poor. We perhaps try and overprescribe without taking individual cases a little bit more in hand.
Treating to a recipe rather than treating the individual.
Yeah. And again, that's a generalisation, but I know that having worked in various different clinics, there is definitely time constraints are very, very much a factor, which they probably haven't been quite so much in recent years.
Having worked with soft tissue therapists in a variety of situations, how do you see the melding of what we do as hands-on therapists in conjunction with what you guys do as far as your assessment skills, the neurological component that you guys work with that we don't have that knowledge in? How do you see the future of the two disciplines mixing together?
Well, as you know, I've always been an advocate of all disciplines working really closely together. Certainly that's going to have the best outcome for the patient if they're going to be all working together. I've always, I hope that I've always worked really closely with all sorts of other disciplines, and I think that's definitely going to be a much better outcome if we can all sort of pool our resources for one outcome. Definitely.
Keep the egos in check and just focus on the individual.
Yes, that would be in an ideal world, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes, it would be. So, given your...
I think we all... sorry, I was just going to say, I think we all really need to respect each other's skill sets and accept that lots of other disciplines have some fantastic skill sets, and we should all just be making the most of that and working together.
Absolutely. And as I say, that's where egos come into the equation and can create problems, issues.
Unfortunately, they can,
yeah. So, given your vast experience over the years, what has been your greatest achievement in your mind in this situation? Yeah.
Obviously, my association with hockey has been a huge part of my life, and that's definitely been an enormous achievement to travel with the Australian sides. I guess that would certainly be right up there. But on a smaller scale, I think that you just have huge. I feel that whenever you really feel that you've made a difference to somebody, that's really something that I think that you never lose sight of. And it can just be right onto the smallest scale of somebody that says to you, that made such a difference, or I really understand now what I'm supposed to do. I understand how this injury is impacting on me, and that you really feel that you've made a difference to somebody's life, be it, you know, on a large scale or on a small scale. I think you never lose sight of the capacity to do that, and that's I feel really grateful to the opportunity to be able to do that. I think that's something from a professional point of view that they're always the highlights and the achievements.
Where do you see Alison Coles in another 5 years' time?
I'm certainly hoping to be still sitting on the porch of Canberra in 5 years' time. I don't really have any thoughts of ceasing at, you know, or giving up professional work at the moment. Perhaps towards the end of the next 5 years, I might have scaled down a little bit. I'm really enjoying my occupational rehab at the moment. I think that's a field that I'm still learning in, and that I can have a lot of input. I'm still doing some clinical days. I'm still teaching yoga, and that's definitely something which I've found has really enhanced my physio practice from that point of view as well.
Okay.
Just providing a lifestyle to people, and probably empowering people to take responsibility for their own well-being.
The never-ending quest.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I've always seen the similarities between physiotherapy and what we do as massage therapists, in so much as there are so many different pathways that you can take, whether that is in, like as you said, in your rehab work. With our guys, it's the lymphatic and oncology work that a lot of people, or not a lot of people, there are people specialising in that. So I've often been asked by people, what should I do? What should I do? Whatever interests you, whatever gives you that passion, that drive to keep wanting to learn more. And as you said,
that's a very dynamic thing as well. You know, you suddenly discover areas that you may not even have known existed, and follow down a pathway. Yeah.
And part of that, I think, is due to the fact that with technology moving as fast as it is these days, and getting faster all the time, that what we used to do even 5-8 years ago has now been shown to be, that's not what is happening. This is now the gold standard. So it comes back to what you were talking about before, as far as evidence-based medicine, evidence-based practice. It's and you never stop learning.
No, you never know. You never stop learning. You know, the day that you stop learning, or the day that you feel that you've stopped learning, is the day that you need to give up, because we always need to keep learning, and you learn from each other. And you know, such a current topic, the way that things have progressed even in the last couple of weeks, with the world in the situation that it's in, how we've all had to make changes to the way we do things. That's very much evolving at the moment, and well, you know, it would be interesting to look back and see whether some of these changes that we're putting in place will be implemented on an ongoing basis now.
Actually, Rach and I were discussing this on the weekend, as far as with the number of businesses who are now have their employees working from home. If the output rate is the same, you know, are these businesses going to downsize their office space and have people working from home, because it's an economical way of doing things, as long as the productivity is still there. Yes, unfortunately, we can't do that. I was talking to a physio colleague last week who said that he had a patient ring him up and said, I don't feel like coming in today because of this, that and the other. Can I have an external a teleconference treatment? And Tim said, sure. He said, turn your phone off, put it on the vibrate, stick it on your back, and I'll call you back. I thought, oh, that's clever. I like that. Yeah, we are in interesting times, aren't we? So, I know you are a avid runner. I was going to make a smart comment then, but thought better of it. What else do you do to switch off from the clinic and the rehab and the report writing and everything else that you do?
Well, I think that particularly at the moment, I feel so grateful to live where I live, this beautiful rural setting. We've got a beautiful garden, surrounded by animals and beautiful landscape. Every day, I think I'm just able to get outside and just enjoy that, and probably take a little bit of time to slow down and embrace things and really enjoy our surroundings probably a little more. I run, I try and practice yoga every day. We're out in the garden. Just definitely being outside, I think, and connecting is how I find that I switch off. But running remains and always has been a huge part of how I switch off. I think the combination of running and yoga together they work best for me.
That's a real yin and yang process, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very much so. All right then, young Alison, thank you very much for giving me some time to have a chat and get to know you a bit better.
And my absolute pleasure, Laurie.
And we do need a catch up and some Peronis and some wine and Pat Harold.
Well, that's what last weekend was when we were supposed to be doing that. But last weekend. Back in place, I think.
Yeah, last weekend was supposed to be my youngest daughter's wedding, so that got canned. And she rang me last night. Actually, she rang me last night to say they've booked it for November now. So hopefully 8 months in advance is plenty of time for all this other stuff to settle itself down. I will.
Surely we'll be back to some sort of normality by then.
Let's hope so. I will edit that bit out, actually. People don't need to know that. All right, darling. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck with all of this, Laurie. Thank you. That's an absolute pleasure. And let's talk soon.
Absolutely. And thank you, Alison. Great chatting to you again today. Thank you for your candid input. And like we say every week, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you all on the other side of coronavirus. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.